Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, I'm going to be giving you some buyer beware for the Karin Sultan RS Classic, the final of the drip feed cars that we're going to be covering here on my channel that are set to release in the Los Santos Tuners DLC update. So let's go ahead and dive into it today, and let's begin with the price of this vehicle. It's going to have a buy it now price of $1,789,000 and a trade price of $1,341,750. So it's still in line with a lot of the other vehicle prices, especially some of the unreleased cars from this update. But that is the price of the Sultan RS Classic. And I know a lot of people are going to look at the name and be like, I'm so confused. Sultan, Sultan Classic, Sultan RS Classic. Rockstar really do love themselves the Karin Sultan because we have technically another version being added in this update. But let's go ahead and get this into the Los Santos custom shop where, no surprise, lots of amazing customization here. And let's start with the first unique option that we can do, and that is bumpers. So there are a handful of bumper options here and a lot more that you're going to be able to modify a little bit later on. But whether you want to go from touring to drift or somewhere in between, those are your front bumper choices. And as far as your rear bumper goes, you have roughly the same amount of choices. So I think I ended up going with street on the front and then street on the back. It's kind of the look I was going for here. And then as far as our engine goes, you can modify things like the engine block, cam cover, strut brace, and then of course modifying the engine tunes. Now after that, it is exhaust options, where I was kind of surprised there wasn't some more like crazy and wacky ones with this, but you do still have a handful of nice options that you can apply to the vehicle here. You can also modify the headlight housing and the headlight covers, which is essentially the glass you're going to put on top. So you can modify that if you'd like. And then, of course, like I said, change the housing if you want to. Same with hood catches and the hood. You're noticing a trend here on a lot of these tuner cars that they have similar customization options. Well, that's because Rockstar did a little bit of like copy and paste with all the new tuner cars, but as you guys can see, there are lots of fun hood options that you can ultimately choose from. And then same with the interior, you can modify things like the dashboard, dials, doors, roll cage. What you cannot do is the steering wheel on this one, which I found to be kind of interesting. I don't know why some of them did allow for steering wheel modifications and then others, like this instance, they did not. So that's kind of interesting. And then from there, it's on to our 15 liveries. The first one is Classic Stripes, which is going to be 2 white stripes going from the front to the back of the car. That one's pretty clean, simple, but looks very nice. Then you have Karin Stripe, which is a black stripe at the bottom of the door sill with Karin sort of etched in there and the Karin logo. After that, it is Shopping List, which is going to give you a white set of sponsorships on the front side of the both doors. That's Shopping List. Fukuru Racer is this red and white pattern one with my favorite sponsorship is the Give Head Radio. I'll listen this weekend. I'm sure some of you guys will get that one. But either way, it's still a pretty clean looking livery. I'm a big fan of that. And then you've got Street Racer up next. Street Racer is kind of fun, although it's a little bit hard to see with the green color I had on there. It's got like the Snapmatic, Life Invader sponsorships on the front, all over the hood, with more dark gray designs on the side and the doors. Then it is Impotent Rage and the fun like yellow, blue, pink colors with Impotent Rage all over this. You've really got to love Impotent Rage to enjoy this livery, that's for sure. You got a classic Redwood Racing, huge fan of that one. The Redwood Racing ones always look so good. I remember on the Karin Sultan RS, there's a Redwood Racing one that is just phenomenal. So that one looks amazing. Backside skateboards. This one's honestly, I think, one of my favorites. You've got like the sort of like pink and white, almost like lightning bolt designs. And the backside skateboard logo is pretty fun. And I just like the colors too, like the pink and white. I think that's a nice little look right there. Then you've got Tribal Throwback, which definitely gives these very like tribal vibes right there. And sort of this blue to yellowy orange gradient. That's Tribal Throwback. Karin Performance, we have this one as well. We've seen this one before on the Karin Sultan RS. This gives you a really nice rally look right here. That's Karin Performance. You have a purple Tribal Throwback one, which is also really fun. This color actually looked pretty good with the default green that I had. I almost kept that one on just like that. Chappelle Motorsport I think is okay. At least on this color, the bright green sort of meshed weird with like the dark racing green. And I didn't even put that color on. It was just the default one when I spawned it in. Then you have Atomic Motorsport, which always looks really good, but my previous car had an Atomic Motorsport or Atomic Tire livery on there, so I didn't opt to go with this one. Dense Motorsport I don't really like at all. I don't understand the livery whatsoever, and it's also kind of hard to see. And then you've got Karin Performance in pink. So those are all your liveries right there. Some really nice options that you can choose from if you want. And then we move on to our color groups. Primary color is obviously going to have an impact on pretty much the majority of the car, with the exception of the mirrors. The mirrors are going to be adjusted by the secondary color, as you guys can see right there. And it is also going to have an impact on the stitching on the inside, and then the trim color is going to impact the actual interior color. So those are your respray options right there. Then on roof, you can choose a couple different ones, carbon sticker bomb or secondary. You can also get roof accessories if you want. You can also add different roof accessories as well. Now, even though some of those say spoiler, those are not going to give you the traction boost. We'll have to talk about that in a little bit. There are some skirt options as well, and sunstrip options if you like, that put a fun little twist on the car. Then there is an actual spoiler category, and even though the car is a spoiler by default, unless you change it, you are not going to get that traction boost, which is unfortunate because I do really like the default spoiler, so I ended up changing it to what I thought was like the second closest thing, which is Karin Extreme Wing. And then our suspension option, if you lower it, it ends up creating that cambered effect, so you can do that if you want. And the last thing you're able to do is modify the trunk. And other than that, you've just basically got like turbo, wheels, windows, all that good stuff. So that right there is the Karin Sultan RS. To give you guys my review, as far as like the modifications go on this vehicle, I think they're very, very basic. I don't know why Rockstar decided to go this route, but it doesn't even have things like sport seats. And you can color the seat insert, but that's about it. This honestly must have been one of the last cars they did and probably threw it in at the last moment. So it kind of seems like an afterthought to me, to be totally honest with you. And it also seems like big car gurus that are fans of this vehicle in real life are also pretty disappointed with how Rockstar modified this in game. So you guys can let me know honestly how you think about this car in those comments down below. And also if you're going to be buying the vehicle when it arrives in Grand Theft Auto Online. Or will you be staying away from it altogether, or maybe wait till it's available on a discount? Let me know what you guys are thinking about in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Los Santos Tuner DLC videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.